Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum, the show where we try to make a coherent cinematic universe out of something that was never meant to be one. I'm Chris McLennan.
I'm Carl Noble.
And I can't really remember how last week ended. I remember it being... They're trying to iron out Porky's history.
Yes,
I remember that.
Yeah. So we're getting a lot of like remakes of cartoons that we've seen before, but with the new Porky. And
Gabby Goat swapped out for Daffy.
Yeah. So I think they're... As part of bringing in the new Porky, I think maybe they're trying to erase the existence of Gabby Goat.
That's a bit much. I don't remember Gabby Goat doing anything particularly awful.
I mean, he was angry and aggressive, but nothing. He was never particularly.
Maybe because Porky
violent.
made enough of a stamp on the world, they know they can't just erase Porky Pig.
Oh well, yeah.
Like that's not happening.
No. Like I think too many people would be up in arms about it because realistically, everybody knows Porky Pig. Not everybody knows Gabby Goat.
And
because
everybody
around for that
knows
long.
Porky Pig, the lovable, happy-go-lucky, plucky little kid pig who has like little adventures. Not everybody remembers
Porky.
the Despot Porky.
No.
And his ill-advised declaration of a section of the Tooniverse into a nation-state called Porkytopia. No one remembers.
When you say it out loud like that.
No one remembers that.
No, but that's it. Like nobody ever really does.
And this is probably the reason.
Yeah.
So what was the last one we watched last time on the list?
Where we
I remember Duck Soup to Nuts. That we did.
So I think we watched Slightly Daffy. We didn't get into Hair Ribbon.
Okay, that's the next one up there.
That is.
Bugs Bunny. Oh, whatever poor dog has been possessed by the ancient spirit dog Willoughby.
Yeah. Have you seen what's written in the old side bit there?
I have. Now,
so this
I'd
film
like to
has
tackle
two
this
alternate
afterwards.
endings.
To tackle this afterwards.
Right,
because I don't have a plan of how to tackle it. So I reckon we dive in.
Then we'll just see what happens. Okay.
So we are watching Hair Ribbon, which is a Bugs Bunny and Willoughby number from July 24th, 1944.
Let's watch that.
It's a different fucking dog again.
Every time.
Which they're not even pretending anymore.
No. This one had a real jazzy hairdo and a nice puffy tail.
A French accent.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, his accent was very difficult to place.
I'm starting to think that because previously Willoughby has been largely the same persona but a different dog, and there's been little changes here and there. This one is I think he's really starting to lose it.
I'm thinking like possible integration problems. Every time he inhabits a new host, he takes an aspect of their personality along with them. And that's having some negative effects on him. Yeah,
he's really all over the place now.
Yeah, I don't think he really knows who or what he is anymore.
Because early on we figured he had unfinished business that he was pursuing through the possession of dog after dog.
Yeah.
But now I would wonder if he has any idea what that business is.
I think he's probably long forgotten the original business. I'm thinking possibly it's like a quantum leap thing. So every time he jumps into a new body, he ends up
maybe
his
the next
brain
dog
scrambled.
will be the dog home.
Yeah, possibly. Maybe he'll finally find I don't know, one of his long lost ancestors or something like that.
Yeah,
and then he won't have integration problems.
So the gist of the episode was that Willoughby, who's now French and with a ginger bouffant hairdo,
looks great though.
It looks great. Is hunting bugs.
Yeah.
They wind up underwater.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to bother them at all.
No, Bugs gives himself a flotation device and then proceeds to swim underwater.
It's water wings. So maybe he requires that to not be incredibly dense, because we did talk about him being just couldn't sink. But maybe it's that he just sinks.
But yeah, maybe that's just as bad. But I think he took them with him mainly to provide the ample bosom of his mermaid costume.
Yeah, possibly.
Which he uses to distract Willoughby, but then does the standard Bugs thing of not leaving. He just distracts him. Willoughby he goes, "Oh, hello." Willoughby goes, "Hello yourself." Passes on by.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for Bugs to just nip off in the other
and do
direction.
one.
Just stays where he is.
Yeah.
Then Willoughby susses him, chases him for a bit. Then says he's going to catches Bugs, says he's going to have a rabbit sandwich, at which point Bugs immediately just sits Willoughby down like a rock, still underwater. This is still underwater.
Yeah.
And pretends to be a waiter, getting him a rabbit sandwich.
Yeah.
Says there's no rabbit in the kitchen, dresses up as Elmer.
Yeah.
Says he's going to go and hunt him a rabbit himself.
He does a really good Elmer impression as well.
He does. Unbelievable. But then, they've... so I'm thinking this is quite a late Bugs.
Yes.
Because he's encountered Elmer a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, and then, he goes hunting rabbits. In the end, he gets into a giant sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know where he got the big bread from.
No, it's big bread.
It's big enough that it's like, oh, that looks like a bed of bread.
Yeah, but yeah, so he gets in a sandwich, Willoughby bites it, he pretends to be dead, Willoughby does the standard, "Oh, I've killed a rabbit" bit.
Yeah.
Then he says, "I wish I was dead. I
Yeah.
wish I was dead," which from Willoughby is
Yeah,
potent, obviously for two reasons.
Yes.
One, he is.
Yeah.
And two, he has been denied the eternal rest that he feels he
That's
deserves.
it. So like maybe that's why he's going crazy. Like maybe he's just like, oh, I just want to be able to move on, and he can't.
He can't because he doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
No, he's stuck.
and then Bugs. No, does Bugs shoot? No, he shoots himself.
Bugs gives
him
him
a gun. Yeah.
and then he shoots himself in the head.
And then
He didn't die though.
he didn't die.
No. So, but I mean, like common knowledge is guns don't work underwater. So
it seemed to work.
yeah, but he didn't die
Yeah,
unless he missed.
but he's not allowed to die.
No. So what is it like? Do you think like when he's inhabiting the body?
I
like,
think he
that
just
body has,
leaves the
like-
dog, goes to another one. I don't think those dogs died. Well, they might have died by natural causes, but while Willoughby's in them, I think they can't die.
Yeah. Oh, because I mean,
harrowing.
like I suppose he could. It could be because he's in there. He could be animating their corpse. So if they do die, he can still animate their corpse.
And has to.
Yeah, until he leaves.
At the behest of some sort of,
Yeah, God,
celestial being from beyond the grave.
But yeah, like it's really odd. Because the water didn't seem to impede anything at all. Like
No.
it seemed to have neither heft nor lift. No, it didn't. It was like they were just on land. They could have just done that whole thing on land.
Yeah, but Bugs wanted to try out
The mermaid
the best disguise he's ever come up with
That is,
by his own rating.
and it was good.
And if we think this is late Bugs, that means it's like,
Yeah,
he's been through a lot of disguises.
he has,
And he's been through a lot in this episode.
he did.
It's a disguise-heavy episode.
Yeah, but his mermaid one was quite good. I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was a standard Bugs fare,
Yeah.
really. But, it's nice to put a little twist on it occasionally. If that
Yeah.
requires you jumping into a lake for no reason other than to justify your mermaid costume,
Then that's what you've got to do.
then that's what you got to do.
Yeah, he's full on method.
He's a full-on method. He has a very specific method. But yeah, it gives us some insight into the deterioration of the soul of Willoughby.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes because, like, it's just tragic now.
Yeah, I mean, like for a while sort of had him framed as sort of a bad guy
Yeah.
when he made that puppet,
Yeah.
but I just think he doesn't know what's going on anymore.
Well, I think that's it. And like the more we see him, I think we're going to see that deterioration come in more.
Because it's
and
similar
more.
to we saw with Daffy early on, and he seems to have come to terms with it a bit. But early on, we thought Daffy was becoming like a really tragic character.
Yeah.
When he was first integrating into the city.
Yes.
So I mean, hopefully we'll see a turnaround for Willoughby. But
Well, a turnaround for the good. I hope. I hope
But-
he doesn't go back to his puppet making time.
it will just be, yeah. I hope. That's not a turnaround.
No,
That's
worrying.
That's really continuing down the same dreadful path. Shall we move on?
Yeah. I mean,
Unless you've got any.
do we want to tackle what's written in that
Yeah.
side column
so
there?
there's a. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's an alternate ending.
Yeah.
Now we've got a little video that's public and director's cut comparison, which we can only assume is some agency interference before it reached
the
screen.
So I'm thinking that like there's the actual one which happened in the theatre. So the actual portal opening, and then there's obviously, as we discussed last week, we think that they're recording what's happening in the theatre and then putting it out. And I'm thinking
it's like amending the minutes.
Yeah.
It's like just
they've
be a record of what was intended to be said.
Yeah, so I think it's probably worth if we just have a quick watch of this, and then we can decide if there's anything.
Let's have a look.
Prudent,
anything potent, and we could set precedent for if this happens again.
Yes,
right.
Definitely.
Let's have a look.
Okay.
So let's tackle the small one first. He does say this shouldn't happen to a dog.
Yeah.
So I don't think Willoughby has been in the body of a dog when it's died before.
No.
He's thought, I need an escape from this one.
And just left.
And it shoots itself.
Yeah.
And then he's still in it. And he goes, he's basically in a, oh, well, fuck.
Yeah. Like, I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm still here, am I? Do you want to tackle the bigger one?
Well, so what we saw in the original one was Bugs hands Willoughby the gun, and then Willoughby shoots himself.
Yeah.
Now, in the
admittedly harrowing.
Yeah, because I mean, the fact that Bugs is quite happy to just offer the gun and go, there you go, use this, my friend. But in the director's cut, and I don't know why they would put this one out, Bugs is the one who shoots Willoughby.
Yeah.
Like, he just, like, Willoughby's like, oh, I wish I was dead. And Bugs just goes, really? And just pulls the gun out and bam, straight through the chest.
You see, I think that's the one they held back.
Right. So you're thinking that the one where Bugs is the bad guy, the murderer, they've held that back, and the one where it's just the dog committing suicide, that one's probably a little bit more socially acceptable.
I reckon the agency went, well, he's gone rogue. We need to sort that out. And they didn't have time to, doctor the whole thing, and there hadn't been a cartoon in a bit, so they had to put one out.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, it makes me think, which Bugs are we looking at here? Is this early Bugs? Is this late Bugs? Like,
because I thought late Bugs, but then
I don't think late Bugs is a murderer though.
Yeah,
like it doesn't strike me.
It changed my tune.
Yeah,
it's got to be pre when he's in Japan.
Yes, I'd have thought so. Because he does see the.
Is it though? Or does he go to war?
And come back with a murderous streak. I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't want to find out, but I reckon we're going to at some point.
Yeah, I think we probably are.
Let's move on for now.
I think that's probably a good idea because that was weird.
The next one's a Porky number, and I think since they've been trying to rewrite his history, it's the first one where it's been Porky on his own.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's have a look. It's called Brother Brat. It's from July 15th, 1944.
Let's give it a go.
Okay, then.
All right.
Well, that certainly was some stuff, Cal.
Wow, that kid was intense.
Yeah.
So it started out what I thought was going to be like some sort of like propaganda video.
Yeah, but I think that was a propaganda film that they played at the start of just something that's happening to Porky.
Yes, yeah. So it starts out with like, saying, women have been called up to do the jobs that men were doing, but now that the men are out at war, they need the women to step up and do those jobs.
And make guns and planes and things.
Yeah, exactly. And do all the jobs that they deemed that women couldn't do beforehand. And now it seems that they can all of a sudden. Which is
interesting development. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, when did they develop that skill? So yeah, and then one of these women, this superwoman, is like, but who's going to look after my kid? I don't want to be an absentee, but I've got a kid to look after. oh, I know, I'll find somebody to do that. And lo and behold, she takes a child to Porky's house.
Yeah, I mean, like, this didn't seem to be a service that Porky had advertised that he would.
No.
He would.
But he wasn't out at war, so I'm guessing it's like, well...
Yeah, I don't think Toons have been called up. I don't really think Human Toons mostly have been.
No, I don't think so.
I think they can go.
But it's possible that that woman was actually from our side of the portal, and she's went over to make, I don't know, Toon planes, because maybe Toon
I guess
planes
like
are just
if
better.
all the men in our world are at war, and all the women here in the planes, and that leaves no one to look after the kid.
Yeah, so
they take it to the Tooniverse,
and Porky will look after it.
And this was Porky's charge.
Yes, didn't work out well.
It did not work out well for Porky. So the kid Butch, he's quite a terror.
Yeah, he's horrible. He's like old man baby.
Yeah, but then I know at one point he's reading Esquire Junior.
Yeah,
and
that is disturbing.
That was one of the most harrowing things I've seen in the whole time we've been watching these things.
Yeah, and I've seen Little Red Riding Hood
twice.
Oh, she was horrible. And this earthworm lady.
And the earthworm lady.
That was terrifying.
But this was like pin-up girl babies.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
No, it was very, very odd. But
that's led me to believe that like adult baby is a thing.
Yeah, but if we're assuming that she's come from our side, then that's her kid. Like, has this kid just like crossing over the portal? Has the transition just changed this baby? Because that baby could talk.
You shouldn't take minors through the pool.
Oh, you don't like what with like
OR.
pickaxe? Right, okay.
I could tell that's where you were going to go with it.
you sorted that one out real quick. But what I did find funny was like the woman when she left. I think she developed a toon power and didn't realise it.
Oh, when she flew off as a plane.
Yeah, but I think she farted her way out that.
Yeah, because
she was making a plane noise, but it wasn't coming from her mouth.
Yeah, she was making a plane noise, but then she was making like machine gun noises, and the plane noise was still going.
Yeah.
And then she went out the door and she flew off past the window, like with her arms outstretched like a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
still making the noise.
I'm with you. I think that was a flatulence-based propulsion.
Yeah,
system.
and I don't think she realised that she could do that because she's obviously not from. She's not obviously not from the Tooniverse.
She has her own customs.
But yeah, like this baby, Porky gets left with a book, which is psychology for kids, essentially.
But it's written by Pistol P. Mama, and I'm pretty sure that's the woman who dropped off the kid.
Yeah, more than likely. So he's reading the book, trying to work out how to deal with this terror of a child, and this kid is horrible. Chases him around the house with an axe. He does a Winston Churchill impression.
Yeah.
Which was...
It's uncanny.
Yeah, it was alarmingly good. But then the mother comes back and goes, "Oh, did you not use the book?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did, but it didn't work." And then it goes back to her and she's got the child over her knee and is hitting the child with the book and goes, "Oh, it always works for me." So,
yeah.
Like, she handed him the book but didn't give him any instructions as to what the book was for. Porky thought he had to read it. And he didn't.
It's a common mistake. He did get the fine piece of wisdom from the book, though. Ask the child its name.
Yeah.
Even a pot has a handle.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. that was just like, wow, that's really deep.
This is the childcare book for you, Cal.
Even a pot has a handle. That's true, though.
Well, it is true, but that doesn't make it useful.
It's not child psychology
it's a pun.
It's just, really funny pun.
Yeah, I've bought this self-help book and it's just full of puns. Like, you don't want that.
Well, I mean, it depends what you need help with. If you haven't got enough puns in your life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's ever considered like a mental health issue.
No.
Not enough puns.
No.
But yeah, I don't think that really answered much. Like, it was interesting to see what...
It showed us that babies and humans in general don't do well going across the portal. So I think adults deal with it better. I think their brains can, because they're more developed, can deal with it better. So
stuff just happens to babies.
Yeah, well, I think a large part of it is like down to mental fortitude. Like if an adult goes across, they can go, no, these sort of things don't happen. They're not normal, so therefore they don't happen.
Yeah,
so there's a
like,
certain amount of imagination that's involved.
So it's got a Peter Pan flying sort of.
So whereas if a baby goes across, it isn't hampered by, all the constraints of the real world yet.
Its brain's still quite like malleable in that regard.
Yeah.
Like
so
it would probably do well learning a new language.
Yes. But I imagine we're probably going to see very quickly that they stop sending the babies across because they realise, this isn't working well.
Because they realise that all the female babies are in Esquire Junior.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's going to be the thing that really nips this whole Tooniverse daycare thing in the bud.
I hope so, because they need to put a stop to that rather rapidly.
They need to calm that the fuck down. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I think we should move on.
I think we should.
For two reasons. One, I don't want to think about Esquire Junior anymore.
No.
And two, it's Bugs and Willoughby again.
Yes. That is, but does say here in brackets, Sylvester name. So.
Yeah, but that's probably like the name of the dog he's possessed.
Yeah.
But we know it. We know.
It's Willoughby.
And you guys know.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
That it's the ancient ghost dog Willoughby.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if this is going to be, like, is he still going to be in the corpse? Are we going to see Zombie Dog?
I'm expecting it to be
different dog.
Plane related, because it's called Hair Force.
It is.
Really sticking to the not caring whether Bugs is a rabbit or a hare.
Yeah, because the last one was called Hair Ribbon. So
yeah, they're really sticking to their guns on that one.
Yeah.
So join us watching Hair Force. It's a Bugs Bunny and Willoughby open brackets Sylvester name close brackets number from July 22nd, 1944. What's he up to?
He's turned bad, hasn't he?
Like pretty bad. Like it's not been like the odd one recently.
No, he's been a bit of a stinker through pretty much all of them.
Yeah, like it's he used to say, "Ain't I a stinker?" at the end of an episode, and you'd be like, "Nah, Bugs, you're right."
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, no, he's
like, yes, Bugs.
Yeah, you're a dick.
You're an ass.
Stop being a dick, Bugs. So, like he doesn't get referred to as Willoughby at any point. He is called Sylvester.
He's much more like Willoughby again,
yeah,
though.
He is Willoughby.
I was thinking that actually maybe that French dog had like a strong enough personality that Willoughby could like escape himself for a while.
Right, okay.
And so I'm wondering if when Bugs shot the other dog,
yeah,
it just got Willoughby out of there, and the French dog got up and went, "This shouldn't even happen to a dog." And then Willoughby had to move on.
Yes.
And Willoughby's now annoyed that he has to go back to confronting his unfinished business when he was actually enjoying a nice holiday in a French dog.
Yeah. It's odd that Bugs seems to be hunting him down.
Yeah, like quite deliberately.
Yeah.
He went there with intent.
Yeah, because that was it. Like it started with Willoughby in front of the fire and an old lady putting a blanket around him, going, they're there, tucking him in it for a night. And then there's a knock at the door. The old lady goes to the door, opens it, and there's Bugs, feet up, in the snow, pretending to be frozen to death. I can imagine. Well, at least close to. But he does open his eyes to the camera.
He knows what he's doing.
And it's like, yeah.
He's not in any peril.
No, not at all. Like, he's just turned up there. It looks like he got there via some sort of tracks, because his feet were covered in snow. Yeah. He's been running along the tracks pretty rapidly. And, yeah, he gets into the house. The old lady kicks Willoughby out of his bed and takes the blanket off him and puts Bugs in front of the fire. Now, Bugs has just used that as a way to get into the house so he can torment Willoughby.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be there.
No, not at all. And he doesn't seem to be out to, like, I don't know, kill the ghost or exorcise the demon. He's just there to annoy him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to, like, marry this whole, like, spell to the Bugs we knew before, who was trying to solve problems. Like, he's encountered another immortal being. I presume he knows Willoughby's situation by this point.
I'm guessing so.
I think Bugs knows Willoughby's an ancient ghost inhabiting the body of dog after dog.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think he hasn't taken well to meeting another immortal being, but then he did go back in time to stop them creating like super soldiers, even though he's on the American side in the war. So like, I don't think he likes the idea of anyone being
as powerful as
he is,
or at least as long-lived as he is.
I think he's trying to exhaust maybe a finite number of possessions that Willoughby has.
Yeah, possibly. So it's possible that there is just like a 9 lives sort of thing to it, but Bugs is trying to find out how many possessions Willoughby can do.
Yeah, maybe he's encountered cats before, and he knows about the 9 lives thing there, and he presumes this ghost dog thing must work in some similar way. He just doesn't know the precise numbers.
I don't know if it does though. That's the thing. As far as I'm concerned,
I think he's presumed.
Yeah, I think Willoughby's a forever
going to jump from dog to dog, hoping next dog will be the dog home.
Yeah, obviously, classic. But yeah, there wasn't really much in that episode to take for it, except the fact that Bugs
is on the hunt.
A nemesis at the moment.
Yeah, and it's Willoughby now, apparently.
Yeah. But I don't know which Bugs
Elmer
we're
must
looking
have calmed down. Like, we haven't seen Elmer in a while. He must have chilled out a bit.
He must have. Or we're looking at we're looking at a Bugs, and at this part of his timeline, Willoughby is his enemy. Yeah. Whereas, like, at different times, it's Elmer. But
That's
Elmer
true.
never really seems to be Bugs' enemy. Or at least not for Bugs.
He's like the annoying friend from work who is still your friend.
Yes, yeah. Whereas I think Willoughby, he's yeah. Thanks. I think Willoughby is genuinely just a nemesis.
Yeah, I think it's something. It might be just something for Bugs to do for a while.
Yeah,
it's like I need a hobby.
It's just this is what happens when like a Toon Lord gets bored.
Yeah, or this is what happens when a Toon Lord who didn't think he was going to war went to war and got a taste for it.
Oh, I mean, he did kill a lot of people.
He did kill a lot of people.
What was it, like 58 confirmed kills?
It was 60 confirmed kills.
Yeah.
And that's just the ones that we could see on the screen. Yeah. We have no guarantee that, like, just cropped off the edge might have been
hundreds of other trees.
Plus, sometimes the trees were obscuring other trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got a taste for blood, and it's turned him into a bad.
It's turned him into a bad. Like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We've got one more Bugs episode in this episode. I think before we move on, we should probably go to check out the Porky Piggy Bank.
It's not a bad idea.
Maybe make a cheeky announcement while we're in there.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. Let's have a look at it.
Okay, so first of all, thank you all for listening to the show.
It's very kind of you.
It's kind is one way of putting it. It keeps us going.
Yeah,
knowing that we're not alone in this.
Well, that's it. It's a long endeavour, and it's always nice to have more people with us.
Absolutely, and thanks also to Rob at Kaiju for keeping us in hosting.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't cost him nothing.
Nope.
It costs us nothing.
Yes.
But he's a good egg.
He is. I think we're looking out on this end of the bargain. We just have to talk crap for
Absolutely.
a while.
But Kaiju FM, the network we're hosted on, could use some support.
Yep.
So we've set up a support us page over there, a Patreon page. So if you head to kaiju.fm and click support us, you can see ways in which you can help us out for as little as $1 a month. You could do us a big favour in, keeping us able to do this.
Well, that's it. And it's not just us as well. It supports all the other podcasts that are on Kaiju.
Yeah, so you've got the Prestige there. You've got Law Masters, plus there's another couple that are meant to be releasing in the next few months. Otherwise, if you can't do that, That's fine.
Yeah,
we're still going to yak at you. Of
course,
you can still hear our dulcet tones in your ears, talking about Looney Tunes. But other things you can do to help include giving us a review on iTunes. This is a really big one.
Yes.
We've only got a couple on there at the moment, and honestly, like if any of you can just take 5 minutes out of your day, give us a review there. Like it really helps the visibility of the podcast.
It does. Like uprating it.
Yeah,
we need to hit a critical mass situation.
Yeah,
where,
just whatever you listen on.
Yeah,
use the tools available on that service to go. Do you know what? I like these. I like these idiots.
Maybe other people
might. But iTunes is definitely a big one if you can give us a review and a rating. Otherwise, just tell people.
Yeah, like telling people makes such a big difference. Like, if you go out there, you tell one person, they tell one person, they tell another person. Eventually, everyone's going to be listening to it. Literally everybody around the entire planet will listen to this. And then you're going to have people to talk about it with all the time.
Yeah.
It'd be great. Get posters made up. Put them around your town. Pin badges. Bumper card
one of those
stickers.
banners on the back of a plane.
Yeah, banner on the back of a plane.
Or write it in smoke in the sky.
Yeah. These are all golden ways.
First pass, the Space Jam Continuum.
Yeah.
Second pass, it's a podcast, look for it.
These are all really good ways that you can help get the visibility.
Some of them are better than others, though. The ones we listed earlier are really good.
Yes, yeah, I think they're the best.
But yeah.
Like the iTunes one, that is probably the most effective. The banner in the sky, I mean,
depends which bit of the sky.
Yeah. And if you do it at night. If you do it at night, it's not that good.
Don't do it at night.
It doesn't really work.
It's a waste of money. The other thing that helping us out in these ways will help you is it means we can do more fun stuff.
Yeah,
and
we can. We've got a fun thing.
We've got a fun thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
So for those of you in the UK, we are going to for our first birthday as a podcast.
Yeah.
A little bit early, but
it's all right.
Screw it.
It's our birthday.
We're going to be doing a live show, which you can all come and get involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
And we're going to be screening Who Framed Roger Rabbit and talking about that.
And how it fits into the world.
How it fits into the Tooniverse. So it's going to be at the Pavilion, which is an old cinema in Reading, which is now a big old community centre, but it has a cinema room for just this kind of endeavour.
Yeah, which
I don't think they knew it was for this kind of endeavour.
No, but it is for this type of endeavour.
But it is. It's on the 13th of June.
It is.
Doors from 6:30, and the film will start at 7 o'clock. And then we'll have a yak about it afterwards.
Yep.
It's going to be £3 a ticket. And Rob over at Kaiji's going to set up a Eventbrite store so you can book tickets. So if you're interested in doing that, and who wouldn't be?
Well, I can't see why we're not going to sell out within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Realistically, I can't see why we're not.
So keep your eyes peeled for an Eventbrite store up on the Kaiju page. And yeah, book a ticket and come along and get involved.
Yeah.
It's a dirt cheap way to go to the cinema. You're going to be able to see Roger Rabbit on the big screen.
Because I never got to see that when I was a kid.
So it's kind of hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
And the only real penance is we're going to talk to you.
Yeah, and to be honest, if you're listening to this, you probably
like that. Yeah, you're probably good for that.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a nice way to get everyone involved in the discussion as well. So that's 13th of June from 7 o'clock at the Pavilion in Reading.
Come along and meet us. It'd be fun.
Come along.
I'd like to meet some people that listen to this other than us.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I've met us.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
it's time to meet other people.
We've got to.
Yes. Yeah.
It'll be a good night, honest.
Yeah, it will be.
Come on down.
Should we get back to the cartoony bit?
Yeah, let's put a little advert on and then we'll get back to the cartoony bit.
Oh, okay.
I believe that role-playing games are art. Specifically, role-playing games are theatre, which means theatre artists are natural role players.
What sort of hat am I wearing?
That's the important details.
Is it like a tricorn hat? Yeah,
He has got into full theatre mode now.
Right,
this is amazing.
So they want to be entertained. I'm going to give them a show with my iron and my tricorn hat.
Life's a game. The world's our stage. And we're merely role players. Merely Role Players, a podcast where dramatic people play role-playing games. Hosted by me, M.J. Starling, in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Find us at merelyroleplayers.podbean.com or search your usual podcast app for Merely Role Players.
Okay, so next up we have the beloved Tweety Bird.
He's back. It's the second time we've seen him.
Yeah, and getting with a character that we actually associate Tweety Bird with, but not who I expected.
No.
Because I thought it would go Sylvester, then Hector, then Grandma.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the order in which they were bound together. But no, Hector's in.
Yeah, it's Tweety and Hector.
Haven't seen Sylvester anywhere.
No. Well, except the dog Sylvester.
Except the dog
but
Sylvester.
That's not the Sylvester we're waiting for.
That's about as far removed from the cat Sylvester
Exactly.
as it could possibly be. We know those things are polar opposites.
Yes, we do.
So let's check it out. It's called Birdie and the Beast. It's got Tweety and Hector. It's from August 19th, 1944. Do you remember the good old days when we were worried about that dog what killed all them people?
Yeah, and we were like, oh, guys, killed like 30-odd people. Maybe he should be in prison.
He's a saint.
He really is. Shit the bed. Right, so, Tweety, he just basically killed a cat, which looks a lot like Sylvester.
Yeah, his cousin or something.
Yeah, which might explain why Sylvester comes into it soon, because there's the big chase scene. You know, it's a classic cartoon bird cat thing, chase scene, but Tweety is very intelligent. He is still part of the Fire Brigade. Well, I say still part, maybe just joined, or maybe practicing.
Yeah, I think at this stage either just joined or just likes to play make-believe, because
he didn't help.
Yeah, when the cat was on fire,
Yeah,
he filled him with gas.
yeah. He just flooded the mouth with petrol. So I mean that didn't kill the cat, but right at the end, Tweety gets back up into his nest, and this hand comes out and is reaching around the nest looking for Tweety, and he goes, oh, you've got me, and Hat puts a grenade into the cat's hand. The cat runs down the bottom of the tree and goes, I've got him, and then it pans up to Tweety. There's an explosion. We can only assume that the cat is dead, and Tweety goes, I've killed more cats that way, and then gets a pen out and marks another one on a tally on the tree.
You see, until it panned up to the tally on the tree, before we give you a number,
Yeah.
I was just thinking, this is for
Yeah.
Matilda. And I thought, okay, Tweety's the hero here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It pans up to the tree. We see the tally. 200 confirmed kills.
200! He's got the most confirmed kills.
Tweety's been in 2 episodes.
Yeah, out of all of them. Now, the question is he counting each cat life, or is he counting the 9 lives as one?
So you're saying, has he killed a far more moderate, like, 22?
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, he's doing like dog years sort of thing.
I don't think I mind.
Well, I mean, like, because I'm not sure if
killed...
that cat's dead, because that could have just been one of his lives, or whether it does a grenade, because a grenade obliterates a body. Like, it's not that cat died from like a gunshot wound and like his body's still intact. His body is obliterated. There's no way for the other ghosts to be.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I've got to assume that if they were all grenade kills,
Yeah,
that it's 200 cats.
yeah,
9 lives in all.
yeah,
Because I think those ghosts those spirits needed a body to inhabit.
Well, they do. Like if you got a box of cornflakes and you took a cornflake out and ate it, like the box is still intact and all the cornflakes are in there. If you blew the box up, there's no way for those cornflakes to go. They're everywhere.
the old ghosts cornflakes analogy.
I think it works.
And that's really all we need.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
Moving on. So yeah, like Tweety, he's the worst out of all of them. What era are we in where these toons are just killing
I don't know.
indiscriminately?
Like, so people worry about like kids watching, like kids playing Call of Duty or something like that, and like it's going to turn them into crazy killers. Do you think there's a portal? Do you think they're watching a portal going the other way, and they're watching all the war, and they're going, "Oh, that's cool." They've got this sorted.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been grenade heavy. They're big on grenades because Bugs killed all those people by putting grenades in those chalk ices.
He really did. Maybe they've just discovered grenades.
Maybe that's currently must be their principal import from our world.
Yeah, grenades.
Grenades.
I'm hoping that the like when Acme kind of come in and be a big company, I'm hoping they're going to put a stop to a lot of this. Maybe this is why Acme actually came into being, because they were just like, we're killing too many things.
Well, I'm wondering if this is going to create some jostles within the agency, because if it's an influence from our side of the portal that's changing it, that might explain why this is the final Merry Melodies that Leon Schlesinger had any input into. So maybe the buck stopped with Leon Schlesinger.
And he had to hand in his resignation.
Because the next one's this is the last Merry Melodies cartoon with Leon Schlesinger, and the next one's the last Looney Tunes one with Leon Schlesinger, and it's like, nah.
Right.
I reckon the buck stopped with Leon.
Yeah, very possibly.
It's like someone's got to take the fall for this.
And it's you.
I don't know who's pushing for that at the agency meeting. The ancient lobster, Santa.
Well,
it was never meant to be like this.
I think there's going to be a large amount of pressure coming from the toons on the agency board, just because they're like, we can't keep having all these toons just being killed for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, for those who don't remember, the agency has like round table meetings with higher ups from both our side of the portal and the Tooniverse.
Yeah.
Just about everything that's going on. I imagine in a very Doctor Strangelove kind of a way.
Yes, I thought so.
But yeah, I reckon that's what's happening here. I reckon they've seen a lot of stuff from our side of the portal, like because our violence is a lot more permanent.
Yes,
like they've been violent for a long time, but nothing happens to them.
Yeah.
Then they've now got, I guess, weapons technology that they weren't playing with before.
Yeah.
Like TNT seemed largely fine.
Yeah.
But grenades, they're apparently not.
Yeah. I mean, because it definitely seems to be the influx of new weaponry, and I think it's because the Tooniverse hasn't had a chance to kind of catch up with modern day weapons. It's not used to how destructive they can be.
Because they've just been, having a whale of a time.
Yeah,
just
with like
whacking
bullets,
each other
hammers,
and blow stuff up, and it's ultimately been fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon the buck stopped with Leon. Let's see what he did to we've got one more.
We have
Buckaroo Bugs Bunny, and Red Hot Ryder, which I really think is going to be another Red Riding Hood, but with a motorcycle.
Oh God!
It's from August 26th, 1944, and it's the last Looney Tunes with Leon going on.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Buck stop with Leon. I'm telling you, Buck stop with Leon.
Well, let's
check it out. So turns out,
God,
and I'm going to start with the
big
clincher,
reveal.
the big
Right,
reveal,
okay.
that in 1864, Bugs Bunny, in an attempt to be allowed to keep stealing carrots from a town, murdered a cowboy called Red Hot Ryder by forcing him to attempt to jump the Grand Canyon on a horse.
Yep.
Then it created one of those toon holes in the ground, and Bugs was down there, and he could easily get out because he's Bugs and he can go through the soil.
Yeah.
And Red Hot Ryder and the horse could not. And Bugs simply said, "Good night, sweet prince," and left Willoughby, because it was definitely Willoughby,
It was Willoughby.
to die in a hole.
So Willoughby, all this time we assumed he was the ancient ghost of a dog, but he's not.
He's not. He's
He
the
is
ancient ghost of
Red Hot Ryder.
of Red Hot Ryder.
And
And
he
he-
is reliving the same thing
over
and over again.
It's got dark.
Now, if we're thinking that this Bugs was the Bugs that can transport through soil, we're talking quite a... Not like a late Bugs, but he's definitely not early Bugs.
I think
And-
this is pretty early Bug. I think this is Bugs, like, when he pretty much realised that he's pretty powerful. And he's using... This is when he's using his powers mainly for the acquisition of carrots
Yeah.
from small frontier towns.
Yeah, and he's travelled back in time to do this.
Yeah.
Because like at first I was thinking, maybe he needed the ghost of Willoughby. Like so he's went back to create that ghost, knowing full well that he requires it for
something later on.
Yeah, so it is possible that we're not seeing like Bugs being like full evil here because we don't know what the end goal
That's
for
the
Willoughby
trouble.
is.
We don't know what Bugs has seen. We
Yeah.
don't know what Bugs has seen in the future.
No. So it's very easy for us to go, Bugs is the bad guy in this. He's
definitely the bad guy in this.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he is, but we don't know the reasonings behind it. We don't know what that Red Hot Ryder would have went on to do if Bugs hadn't have done this. We don't know what he needs Willoughby for. We don't know if Willoughby ends up going on to do something that saves the world.
Yeah,
in his
'cause
ghost form.
that kind of supports my theory that Bugs is trying to get Willoughby, like every time he meets Willoughby as a dog,
Yeah.
which I think is a recent discovery. I think he's just found Willoughby.
Yes.
He knew that ghost was somewhere, but he was looking for it amongst humans.
Yeah.
And it was not amongst humans.
It wasn't.
And he's only just found, like in like what we've been seeing in the past couple of episodes,
Yeah.
that the ghost he needs is in a dog. He needs it to not be in a dog.
Yeah, he
for
needs it in
whatever he's doing,
Yeah.
he needs it to not be in a dog.
Yeah.
And so
We don't
he's
know what he
just
needs
trying
it
to
in, but-
rinse through possessions until
He gets the right one.
he gets a suitable vessel.
Yeah. So what's Bugs' end goal here?
Well, I don't think we're going to know that from this episode.
No, not a chance. I think it might be a while before we do find this out.
I think it will, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. What does Bugs need Willoughby for?
Yeah, I mean, like to be honest, like after like the Porky Pig saga, this is our biggest question, really.
Yeah, this is like because we've always had like an ongoing arc at any given point.
Yeah,
We had because the Egghead arc was, a big one.
yes,
Despot
yeah.
Porky's been a big one.
Yeah,
And like now it's what's going on with the ghost of Willoughby,
yeah, and
which we now know
does
to be the
Bugs-
ghost of Red Hot Ryder,
Yeah, so
and we will refer to him as thus.
the ghost of Red Hot Ryder.
Nay, ghost of Willoughby, nay, Red Hot Ryder.
But yeah, it was interesting to see the creation of that ghost as well, because that was dark.
But it was the deliberate nature of it. It's
Yeah.
like, they're stuck down that hole. It was just the fact that he said, "Good night, sweet prince,"
Yeah, and blew the candle out.
and presumably just fucked off
Yeah.
and left them to starve down a hole.
What happened to the horse? What happened
The
to
horse
the
was
ghost
down
of
the hole as
Yeah,
well.
no, but what happened to the ghost of the horse? Was there a ghost of the horse? Did that go off and do something different?
Don't know. Maybe
Did-
that's going to manifest at some point.
Or do you think that maybe
Although
the ghost
Red-
maybe the horse doesn't have any unfinished business?
Red Hot
It's
Ryder
been
and the
a
horse were not good friends.
No. Like
Red Hot Ryder couldn't control the horse.
nope. The horse tried to glue Red Hot Ryder on to his saddle.
Yeah, but he also wouldn't stop. Like Red Hot Ryder literally had to get out like a caveman club
Yeah.
and bash him. You asked at some point in the episode why, when Bugs uses the magnet to like take all his bullets in his belt and stuff,
Yeah.
and then his trousers fall down, he's wearing a diaper. Why he's wearing an adult diaper?
Yeah.
If you're on a horse that you cannot stop, and that's just how you get around, sometimes you just got to lean into that.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes
Yeah,
you got to
you
go.
just-
Do you know what? I'm just going to have to do my business on the road.
So not a diaper, it's a travel toilet.
It's a travel toilet.
Yeah. It's a wearable travel toilet.
It's not better. But that is nevertheless the case, so far as I'm concerned.
Wow. I mean, what an episode. And that would explain why Leon Schlesinger probably had to, take responsibility for this.
Yeah. Because
he's had the 200 deaths from Tweety.
200 deaths.
He's had the creation of an immortal ghost.
Yeah. Although
Immortal
that's
ghost?
less Leon Schlesinger's fault. I can't really see how that would be his fault.
Well, I mean, it's happened on his watch, though, but that's the thing. Like,
the buck stops with Leon.
But that's it. Like, a lot of the time when, something happens in a business, it's like, I'm just thinking nothing that a director could have done, but
they still have to go.
It's still their fault.
Yeah. It's just like politics.
Yes.
It's just, I've written you a lovely letter of resignation, Leon.
Yeah. There you go. Use it well.
You've got to resign. It's classy.
Yeah. It's the noble way.
You'll be back. You'll be back in 6 months. Just this needs to blow over in the press.
Just go down to Aruba and take a holiday.
So it was an interesting episode, and it's interesting to have one. Like, we haven't had one in a while, really. That's been 3 on arc. Stories in one podcast.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but that was the thing that happened.
Like, looking at the episodes that were coming up today, I was like, I don't really think we're going to get much out of this, and I'm pleased with the progress. I'm not pleased with a lot of people involved in the progress, but I'm pleased with the progress.
I'm surprised
that we've made.
Like, the one I'm most surprised, because we were seeing bugs kind of go this way anyway. But Tweety, Tweety's the one that's made me go, whoa, what do you do, man? It's terrifying, genuinely terrifying.
Yeah.
So,
that's one to watch.
Yeah,
but not right now.
No,
we'll see you next week for another episode.
Yeah, we will.
Tune in and go and buy tickets to the live show.
Yeah. So we'll be putting
up on kaiju.fm/live,
and you'll be able to find the information there and buy tickets.
Please do book tickets, because it's good for us to know what sort of numbers we're expecting.
Yay!
So we can get any misery out the way early.
Until
next week,
Bye.
see ya. Have a good one.
Bye.